Hey guys, the WalterFootball.com After Dark show for May 4th, 2025. I'm back from the injured reserve. I was there on Thursday. For those who didn't see it on Twitter, I posted that like I could just not make the show because I was so sick. I was like in and out of the bathroom like every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes, and it was pretty brutal. Unfortunately, Tom appears to have suffered the same sort of illness because he texted me earlier today and said like he said now I'm the one with the stomach bug. Fortunately, the good news, Tom, if you're listening, it was only like a 24-hour thing. So hopefully he's going to be fine by tomorrow. But no Tom tonight. We were going to go over like offensive rookie of the year odds, defensive rookie of the year odds, offensive player of the year odds, etc. But we'll save that till next week because I know Tom is interested in that kind of stuff. And I figured that like, why not just do some best ball drafts? Because I wanted to do that on Thursday anyway. So you can see we have a minute 40 to go. I picked 3, so let me intro quickly, please. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something from the merch store. It's our Pedo Pete t-shirt. You can get that as well as many other t-shirts here in the merch store. I believe we still have a 20% off sale. So I always say this, like when we don't have a sale, I'm like, just wait till a sale. We have a 20% off sale now. You can change the colors of these shirts. We have a lot of options. We have mugs. We have their apron. We have my book here on Amazon, Jerks of the College Years. It's my 3rd book. I made fun of people at Penn State. I was there for 6 years, and I saw a lot of weird people there, and I wrote about it. So I think you guys would have a kick out of reading it. Also, please consider super chats, super stickers. That's the best way to support the show because YouTube ads, as I always say, pay nothing. So thank you so much to all those of you who have contributed. We're looking at John Sanders, Slew, Degeneron in the past. Before that, Cam Aiken Eagle, Armac, Karmic, The Boss, and some others. You guys have been so great with your contributions. Can't say that enough. And yeah, I mean, look, I'm flying solo tonight, so we can talk about anything. Like I'll do a draft as we go on, and I'll comment on it. But you guys want to steer this into any sort of direction? If you want to talk about the idiot on Twitter I made fun of who didn't realize that. First of all, he said Virginia was not a state, and then he's like, oh, Virginia's in the Northeast. I don't think that's a state. And it's like, Virginia's not in the Northeast, bro. It's so stupid. So if you want to talk about anything, I'm down for it. You guys know how we go on here when we're flying solo. Brandon says definitely not avoiding Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. Higgins was like one of the few rookies we talked about on Wednesday with Kenny. If you didn't see the show, we were like Kenny was like trying to like guess where he would have all these where he would draft all these players, and like they were all overdrafted. I think the only 2 were Jaden Higgins and Caleb Johnson. We didn't get to Jalen Noel because he wasn't in the top 150. As we begin here, Jamar Chase went off the board, and I have the 3rd pick, so going to get Saquon Barkley or Bijan or apparently Justin Jefferson has crept up to number 3. I think I would consider him. Yeah, Saquon just went. I love the Vikings this year. I think I'm going to take Jefferson. I've been taking Bijan and Gibbs. I could really go for either one, any of these 3. But I feel like you can get good running backs later, although that was before the draft. I'm sure things have changed. So we'll find out. This is my first draft I'm doing since the real NFL draft. I'm going to take Jefferson and see how that goes. But yeah, these rookies are so overdrafted. It's ridiculous. Mike, hey Mike, what's going on? Hope you and everyone else is doing great on the Saturday night. May 4th is tomorrow. Like RIP to the Star Wars franchise that made the 4th be with you back when Star Wars was cool. I don't know if it was ever cool. I don't know. I used to like it. By the way, Genty does not have a picture. He's with the Raiders there. Star Wars is great. I thought the original trio. My mom, she kind of like made me watch it when I was a kid, and I was like, I was like I don't know how old I was. I was like 11. I was like, no, I'm too cool for this stuff, But she's like, trust me, you'd like it, and no, I liked it. I wasn't like in love with the first one, but then there were some cool moments, obviously, but the other 2 in the original trilogy were awesome. And then I was so excited to watch the prequels when they came to the movie theater. I think I actually went with my parents to see the episode 1, and it was. Look, I was still a kid. I don't know how old I was at that point. I think it was like 17 or something, but I still liked it. And then I watched episode 2 with my friend who Omnifral, who comes in on here. And like we didn't love that episode 2. And I watched it with my wife a few years ago, and I forgot how bad it was. Like the dialogue in episode 2 is so terrible. Episode 3 is better than episode 2, but like the original, the prequels were not nearly as good as the original trilogy, and then the sequel trilogy, episodes 7 through 9, were just awful. Actually, well, I didn't even watch episode 9. I watched 7 and 8. I didn't watch 9. So, yeah, I can keep going on and on about this, but let's look at the first round. So, Genty, obviously going way too early. Talk about this. Kenny said he would draft him, I think, round 3 or round 4. He's going 107. Like, he's a rookie. It's not like the team's that great, too. So, I think that's a very sketchy pick. I love Malik Neighbors here. I love Puka Nacua here. Brian Thomas is a steal at 201. I like all these picks except for Genty. I'm not crazy about Lamb either. I think Lamb's going too early. I just don't trust the Cowboys at all. I think with Brian Schottenheimer, they're just going to have just a rough year. But everything else kind of makes sense here. Taylor maybe too early here. I would just, I'm not crazy about the running backs, although McCaffrey has a ton of upside, so is Achane. I don't hate these picks. Jacobs, by the way, has been going later. This is a little unusual to see him at 205. But yeah, that's a Star Trek, better than Hallmark movies, better than Star Wars. Which Star Trek though? There are so many. John, tell me which Star Trek you like, because I love some of the Star Treks. Actually, I mentioned Omnifral. His uncle wrote Star Trek: The Next Generation. At least the first season. All right, I'm on the board now. AJ Brown just went. The best players. Josh Allen's available. I don't know about. I'll wait till round 3 to see if I can get him there. There's Bucky Irving. I like to get one running back in the first few rounds. It's like a hero style. There's McLaurin. Love him. I think I'm going to settle for Bucky Irving right now and see what happens. If Josh Allen falls to me at 303, I'll take him. And I'll consider Higgins. Not in love with like drafting a receiver too, on a team this early. It's Tyreek Hill, who's just like seems to be done. T. Higgins went. Yeah, I can't draft Tyreek Hill this early. There's Kyron Williams. It's worth a shot, but I already drafted a receiver. A running back. There's Jack Smith and Jigba. Josh Allen just went, so I don't have to worry about that. So I assume I'm just going to get one of these receivers. Tyreek Hill just went. I can't get it. I can't get there at 301. He just looked done last year, and now he's a year older, and he's already talking about like leaving the team, and that offensive line sucks. I think Miami's going to be so bad. In fact, I think we're going to get into win total over unders next week, and I'm going to wait till to bet all my. Or I'm up. Let me just do this real fast. So it's between McLaurin and Jack Smith and Jigba. I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with McLaurin. We have 3 NFC players. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't think the bye weeks. I was talking about like bye weeks, but we don't know what the bye weeks are yet. I'm going to go with McLaurin. And I don't think we're going to get Jaden Daniels on the way back, but if he's there at 410, I'll consider him because the stacking options. So anyway, where was I? Omnifral's uncle wrote the first season of Star Trek: The Next Generation. And that's how he got me into it too. Like I was kind of, I was kind of like reluctant to watch it because, it was like, I was 12 again, like it was like a nerdy show. Like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch Yoda. Like I was like, my friend's like, there's no Yoda in this. Like, you fool. Anyway, he's like, dude, trust me. My uncle wrote this. He's like, just do it as a favor to me. I'm like, fine. So I watched one episode with him and I was in love right away. I loved the show immediately. I granted, it wasn't one of the episodes his uncle wrote. It was like one of the season 7 episodes, but I thought it was fantastic. And, I've been a huge fan of Next Generation ever since. I think I have all the DVDs. I made my my wife watch it. And she really got into it too. I love TNG the best. I thought Voyager was great. And Deep Space Nine was awesome too. I can't decide what was better between the two. It felt like Deep Space Nine had some like worse episodes, but at its peak, I think it was better than Voyager. Like whereas like Voyager is like more steadier. I can only think of like one Voyager episode that was really bad. It was like the one episode I think they were like in the holodeck the whole time or something, and it was like a Christmas episode or something. It was too stupid. Jaden Daniels, by the way, went 309, so I don't have to worry about stacking him. But anyway, that was like the only episode I hated of Voyager. Everything else was great. Whereas like Deep Space Nine had like some silly episodes in the first few seasons. Like they had the one episode where like none of the characters can talk. They had this like weird disease where they were talking gibberish all the time. It seems so stupid. But it got better in the second half of the series. So yeah, so definitely let me know. So talking about the Wrath of Khan. Yeah, well, the new movies. I'm not a fan of, like the new movies. I thought they're okay. Like, I mean, I didn't hate them or anything, but I didn't love them. I love the TV shows more than the movies, personally. I did like the TNG movies though, especially the one with the Borg. It was like the second TNG movie. I forget exactly what it was called, but um, I thought the first two TNG movies were great, especially the second one. All right, so let's just talk about these picks. So RJ Harvey just went 4-4 again. Like these rookies, just pass on them. Like there's no reason to draft these players so early. Like we don't even know if RJ Harvey's going to get the job there. Like he struggles in pass protection. Like is Sean Payton going to trust him right away? Like it seems like Sean Payton just wants to get like the veteran guys the ball, and like at the very least he's just going to share the workload there. So I'm up in 3 picks. Joe Burrow's on the board. So is Travis Hunter. I'm not going to take any of these rookies. I'm going to avoid them, as I said in the description and at the beginning of the show. DJ Moore, I like. Well, he's off the board now. Xavier Worthy is interesting. Jalen Hurts is here. Going Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith interests me. So I'm going to mark that down. McMillan's a receiver 1, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to take him this early. And then Zay Flowers is a receiver 1. I just want to collect these receiver 1s just because they have so much potential. So I'm on the clock. Burrow just went. Worthy's here. So is Hurts and Devontae Smith. So Smith is obviously not a receiver 1, but I don't know. I was thinking about it, but I don't want to take a quarterback this early. I really don't. So I'm gonna go with Worthy, and then we're gonna try for either Flowers or Sutton on the way back. So yeah, we have 3 receivers. I just want to load up on receivers this early in the draft. Like I don't think like Hurst is amazing value at 410 or even 503. Now if he's there at 610, I will take him like no hesitation. But there's no way he's gonna get there. So I've said this repeatedly, like in these best ball drafts, there's just so much value with taking them, the quarterbacks in like rounds 8 through 11. Here we go. Devontae Smith just went. So if I took Hurts, I would feel so salty because like Devontae Smith went. Kamara went 501. It seems like a bad pick. He seems like too old. That offense is going to be pretty bad. So Hurts made it back to me again. I'm not going to take him. I'm going to take. It's either Zay Flowers or Sutton. I feel like Zay Flowers has the higher upside. Just he can have some like amazing games. He can have some great spike weeks. I'm going to take him, but I could definitely see myself taking Sutton too. All right, let's see what else we have. A bunch of nerds. There we go. I don't know. I think Cassandra, you got to get into Star Trek. At least like some of them. Some of the Star Trek is really bad though. Like the newer stuff, especially, just terrible. But like some of the older stuff, just like. Some of like the philosophical like quandaries in the show are just so good. I don't know. There's like this one episode where Starfleet like tries to take Data, who's the android. They try to like seize control of him, and like they claim that he's property of Starfleet. And then like the captain like argues on behalf of Data, saying that like no, he has his rights. And like the whole episode is like just so cool because like they argue it and. It's basically just the same like what do you think like because you can make arguments for either side. So like it seems like most of the episodes were that way. I just like the writing on it was great. Not to like toot my friend's uncle's horn or anything, but like the writing was so good on the show. And then like Deep Space Nine and Voyager, the writing was great too, but nothing like TNG. TNG is like one of my favorite shows of all time. Mike says, I remember Ricardo Montalban, a Khan putting the worm in Chekhov's ear. That was a classic scene. Yeah, it's like before my time. I didn't watch the originals. I've seen like a couple episodes here and there, but I was not a big fan of the originals. I just like it's hard. I imagine that like back when it came out, it was cool, but like it's just so dated, like the technology or just like the graphics and stuff like that. You just really can't get into it. I know my mother-in-law loved the original. Just, I mean, like when she heard I like Star Trek, she like started talking about the original. I'm like, whoa, I don't like the original. And she was a huge fan of Captain Kirk. So, but yeah, it was funny how like so into the original she was. On Next Generation, if we're talking about TV, yeah, Next Generation. Well, uh, John, tell me what like your favorite episodes were. So we're all nerds, or we wouldn't be here on Saturday night. That's right. That's right. Although being married with two kids, I couldn't go anywhere anyway. I think my wife would have my head on spike if I left to go party or something. Not that I want to. I don't know. Feels like those days are long gone. Um, no, but like back in the day, like feel like 12 years ago, we would have been like out at the bar and stuff. There would have been no episodes on Saturday nights back then, but it was crazy. Like Body Burner, who's sometimes on the show. He comes on occasionally. Like he's one of my best friends. He's not omnipotent, obviously, because he's showed himself on camera here. We were like reminiscing. We're like man, like how did we would like drink till like 2 at the bar and then come home and like come here and like with everyone, and like we would keep drinking until it was like 6 a.m. and like people would leave at like 6 a.m. I was like, I could not do that now. I'm like, yeah, it would be pretty rough to do that. So it was fun, but those days are long gone. So what am I doing here? So Mahomes is there. I compare him with Worthy, and it's kind of interesting because Mahomes, I feel like, could have a rebound year after that Super Bowl. They added 2 tackles. I feel like this is a good buy low spot for Mahomes, and it's a good stacking piece. I'm not in love with like any of the receivers here. Like Dunse's good, Olave's good. Right? Like he's the receiver 1, so I'm interested there. Judy's a receiver 1. I love Jennings. I think I can get him on the way back. There's Shakir. I think I'm going to go with Mahomes. I'm going to try Mahomes. Yeah, let me know what you think of this pick, because I think this is a good buy low spot. Like it seems like everyone's doubting the Chiefs. Like I put out a poll on Twitter a few days ago saying that like I got a 50% boost to win on a Super Bowl future, and I said I wanted to bet one of the favorites. So I put out a poll saying like, who should I bet on? The Chiefs, Eagles, Bills, or Ravens? And the Chiefs are dead last. The Bills ended up winning. It became like for me, it was between the Bills and the Ravens, but like even still, like almost no one voted for the Chiefs. And all I hear is like the Chiefs are done, like their window's closed. And I'm like, really? Like their window's closed? I don't know. I mean, they still have Mahomes, they still have Andy Reid, they still have good players in offense. They have Worthy, Rice coming back, Kelsey's still there. Granted, he might be old. Pacheco's gonna be healthy this year. They still have Chris Jones on defense. They still have other good defensive players. Like they still have Spags as the coordinator. Like I feel like there's no reason to think they're going to decline. Someone took Travis Kelsey. Maybe they think the same, but I think like the fact that people are doubting the Chiefs makes me want to bet them. Just Mahomes is a guy who always has a big chip on his shoulder. So I'm going to take Juwan Jennings here as my. He's going to be my 5th receiver, which is perfectly fine because running backs you can get later. And quarterbacks, obviously we already have one quarterback. If Jennings weren't here, I'd consider Shakir another receiver 1. There's Hawkinson too. I think I'm just going to take Jennings and be very confident in my receiving core, because you start 3 here and you also need a flex, and usually the receivers are flex. So we have 4 receivers, and like we have some insurance for bye week or injury, stuff like that. So I like how we started this team so far. All right, so what else do we have here? Sanchez, I would have voted if the Chiefs in that poll was up for only a few hours, though. Yeah, I only put it up for 2 hours because I only had 2 hours to submit my my profit boost. It said it expired in 2 hours, so I was like, I better make this poll only 2 hours. So that was done intentionally. But yeah, I did consider the Chiefs actually. Like I said it's between the Bills and the Ravens, but like my first click was the Chiefs, and I'm like I don't know, like maybe I should put it up to a poll. So that's what we did. But yeah, I'm comfortable betting all 3 AFC teams as hedges because we have some long shot bets on the NFC teams. We have long shot bets on the Redskins, Vikings, and Rams. So I like hedging it, and plus we're doing those exactas as I pointed out on our baseball home run prop page, which by the way we hit today with Lourdes Gurriel. He hit a home run, so that was nice. But yeah, we're building free positions on exactas, which is nice. I'm actually way ahead of that in real life. I started doing this in the beginning of April, and I really I'm kicking myself for not posting it earlier. And I'm like, this is just such a good idea because like right now, I can tell you this. I have where is it? I have $530 in free bonus bets and just bonus bets on NFL exactas. And like they're all 70 to 1 or higher. There are a couple of the 30 to 1, but like most of them are 70 to 1 or higher. So like we have like right now I have like personally for me, I have 100 on Bills over Redskins. I have 25 Bills over Rams. I have 25 Chiefs over Eagles. I have 25 Chiefs over Rams. I have 100 Chiefs over Redskins, etc. Like one of these is bound to hit, right? Like unless there's like something crazy. And I didn't pay for any of these. Like they're all free bonus bets that I got from those home run things and also deposit stuff. Khalil Shakir is still here. That's surprising. I'm gonna star him there. We'll see if he falls to me. That like it's my sixth receiver. Okay, yeah. I can't pass on Khalil Shakir. He's just way too good. Jaden Reed's he's still here as well. Surprising. I like Pacheco. You know, it's like anti Patrick Mahomes stack, but like, you know, if the Chiefs, we don't know the Chiefs schedule yet, but if they have an easy opponent in the playoffs, that's definitely going to help, you know, and it could definitely happen where, you know, Pacheco is in the winning lineup with them. So let's do Shakir, and then we'll figure out the next running back. You know, there's Najee Harris. Is okay. I'm curious if Swift was taken. Yes, he was, because we were getting Swift later because people were, I guess, doubting him or something. And like, granted, there was a good chance that the Bears were going to take a running back, but they did not. So, yeah, we got him late in those pre-draft best ball drafts. But yeah, actually, I'm kind of like worried about Pacheco going now. So like, I don't know if we have like a backup plan for running back, but we can take a quarterback instead. You know, there's Justin Fields here. I'll star him. Mark Andrews is okay. He might get traded. There's Brock Purdy. So we have Jawan Jennings. So that would be a nice pairing there. But we already have a quarterback, so I'm not like sweating that. So yeah, Najee Harris goes. And yeah, Justin Herbert went. So we got Pacheco. So our team's looking pretty good. We have Mahomes. We have as our running backs, we have Irving and Pacheco. So receivers are Jefferson, McLaurin, Worthy, Flowers, Jennings, and Shakir. So I feel like we're like super set at receiver. We don't even have to look at that position again until maybe like one pick late, but that's it. So yeah, I really like this team so far. So yeah, we're up to 90. My contribution is negative. What is this? I figured you were on shot clock with the bonus. Yeah, exactly. Anyone hit the big bet on the Kentucky Derby? What a quagmire. Yeah, I saw. Was it Cassandra? Did you say you bet the winner? I think I saw in the afternoon you said you were going to bet the horse that won. So if you did, congrats. I did not bet it. I kind of forgot about it. So I used to bet horse racing a long time ago. I wasn't like that good at it, but I didn't like lose, so I was kind of neutral. An opportunity to learn from like a guy who's really into horse racing, just like didn't pan out. I think because of COVID, basically. But like I was going, he lives in Vegas, and he said he's going to teach me all about it. But like he was like he was an older guy, so he was like super scared of COVID. And I kind of like made fun of it on. I don't think he ever visits the site, but I kind of like made fun of it because like he's basically a professional gambler. I'm like, well, he didn't gamble like through COVID, you know. It's kind of funny that way. Yeah. So I never really like learned about horse racing. I kind of just like I was trying to figure it out. This is like when I was right out of college, but I haven't touched it in like 15 years or so. I've probably longer than that, 20 years or so. Let's look at where these rookies are going, by the way. So we have, I know we had Genty here. We can tell by the logo. So Hampton goes 408. That's way too early. He's not even starter now. It's going to be Harris. Harvey's 404. We talked about that. Tyler Warren, 509. Way too early. Which tight ends did he go before? He went before Kelsey, And Hawkinson, I'd rather have all these tight ends than Tyler Warren. This is kind of crazy. We have a bunch of rookies going here. Higgins, Igbuka, Harris, and Burden. I feel like they're all going too early. But yeah, we're going to be on the clock in 3 picks. So I like Njoku here. Maybe Shador Sanders would be good, and Njoku will thrive. We only have 1 quarterback, so I'm interested in another quarterback. But yeah, let's look at what quarterbacks are available. I'm fine with Njoku here. Man, I don't like Prescott. I think he sucks. We do have. I think I'm interested in McCarthy here. So I'm going to try to get McCarthy on the way back because we have Jefferson as a stacking here. So I'm going to take Njoku as our tight end, and then try to get McCarthy on the way back. If McCarthy's gone, I'll be looking at Prescott, May, or Lawrence. So I'm not really sweating this if McCarthy goes, because we'll be able to get one of these quarterbacks. And then probably on the way back, we'll get our 3rd quarterback, because you need 3 quarterbacks in best ball. So it's very, very different, unlike regular fantasy, because you can't pick up any players. So if your quarterback goes down, if one of your 3 quarterbacks goes, or if you have 2 quarterbacks and one of them goes down, like you're at a risk for zeros on a bye week and like a low score at like a high scoring position. So your team's just gonna be toast if that happens. So and plus we don't know when the bye weeks are. Like, what if I draft 2 quarterbacks at the same bye week? This won't be as much of an issue when we know the bye weeks are. So it's just super important to get 3 quarterbacks. So we're looking at McCarthy here to pair with Jefferson, and we do get McCarthy. So pretty happy with that. Do we get more rookies? What about other rookies? So we have Scatabo at 905. That is so early for Scatabo. Like I get that, like he's super fun and stuff. He was great in that playoff run for Arizona State, but he's the 3rd running back on the team right now. Like, you don't take the 3rd running back on a team like 2 picks after Pacheco. Like what is that? Before Jordan Mason, who's the RB2 on that team. Stevenson, who's the starter right now from New England. Like, that's just a terrible pick. Golden 705. It's okay. It's not too bad. Judkins 607. I actually think that's not bad because he's projected to be the starter. Jerome Ford might start to start the year, but I'm just a big fan of Judkins, so I think he's going to pan out. But even still, like 607 is kind of early compared to like where these other running backs went. I'd rather have Aaron Jones. Not even considering not Aaron Jones at 711. Like, I'd rather have Aaron Jones at 607 than Judkins. Brian Robinson, maybe Pollard, maybe I could argue that, but definitely Jones over that. I'd rather have Swift over Judkins, even though he got Swift anyway at 807. It's good value, by the way, for Swift. That I think 8 to 810 is like where I was asking if Swift was available, so I almost got him. Jake Betch just went 1109. This guy's took 3 rookies with Warren, Harris, and Betch. Actually 4 with Harvey. So this guy's team's not going to be any good. So yeah, I mean, look, I haven't drafted any rookies yet. They're going way too early. Now there might be some diamonds in the rough, and I think we're gonna have an episode at some point this year, this summer, asking who is this year's Puka Nacua in honor of John Sanders in the chat. Who always asks that question. It's a good question. We have to kind of figure out who that is. Who was that last year, by the way? I don't know if we had one last year. I don't think any late round guys made the Pro Bowl, as far as I know. But who knows? I mean, look, it might be Jaden Blue. Like Jaden Blue, 1201. That's actually good value, I think. Now that we get to the double digits rounds, like we're going to see some good value. Cam Ward at 1204, I think is fine. He's going to run around a lot. So we have a bunch of quarterbacks going here. I'm glad we took a quarterback. And like I said, I think we want a 3rd one. Although Kincaid is very tempting there. Shaheed would be if the quarterback situation was figured out. Okay, Kincaid just went. I have interest in Penix. Let's look at the quarterbacks. So Penix, Geno Smith. Nothing too exciting. Bryce Young, Richardson. Nothing like too exciting here. So yeah, we're gonna just go with Penix, I guess. He had some good games at the end of the year. So all right, we're done with our quarterbacks, fortunately, and then we're in round 12. We're about to begin round 13. So we're looking at sleeper running backs and tight ends primarily. So Garendo continues to be one of my favorite sleepers. I probably shouldn't have taken him over Penix now that I looked at it. If I wasn't talking, I probably would have figured that out. Bigsby was the best running back on the Jaguars last year. He's available somehow. Ray Davis, the whole James Cook drama that's going on. He could start. There's Sampson, maybe he's the starter in Cleveland. Who knows? I love Algier. Hopefully we can get on the way back. Ray Davis just went. So no brainer pick Garendo. Just not even going to think about it. So glad to get him. Devin Neal, maybe, with Kamara getting old. I'm not crazy about that. Jalen Warren has shown that he's talented. So HN could get hurt, and then it could be the Jalen Warren show. There's Jerome Ford, who's currently the starter for the Browns. That it may not last that long. There's Braylon Allen. There's so many good running backs here. This is why I'm pretty comfortable only taking 2 running backs in the first 12 rounds, just because I feel like loading up on these guys is the right strategy. And some of these guys are going to contribute even if their starters don't get hurt. Like Garendo, I'm sure he's going to get some work because McCaffrey you can't really trust his workload if you're the Niners because he's just been hurt so much. I love the running backs here. Let's see here. We have some Joey Russo says picking Scatabo there is a Dylan is a move Dylan would have made. I definitely have to get you guys on the show, you and Dylan, Joey. Dylan must be making some of these picks. I suppose you can take the Bears rookie tight end. I forget his name. Yeah, Loveland. Did he go, Colson Loveland? Let's see. Loveland went 804. Look how early that is. That's insane. Was Komet taken yet? I'm willing to bet Komet was not taken. Cole Komet was not taken yet. That's crazy. That's insane. Loveland should not be going ahead of Cole Komet. Let's see. This guy took 3 quarterbacks. Okay, that's it. So we have Mason Taylor. See, Mason Taylor 14-2 is fine. Once you get to the double-digit rounds, you can get some good values for the rookies. Kyle Williams at 1305 is fine. I talked about Sampson before. I think you're fine taking rookies here. You just don't want to do it in the single-digit rounds because they get so overdrafted. It's insane. Tyron Tracy and Bucky Irving probably the closest. Mike says, suppose you could take the Bears. Yeah, okay, we said that. Not even close. Because I got through grad school with no money betting on horse racing. UK though, I know zero about American racing. Is it that different? Is American racing and horse and UK racing that different? I never would have suspected that. All these running backs came back to us. Not Algier though. Algier went some smart person picked Algier, which is fine. Algier's here. I don't know why. I swear I starred him. I guess that's weird. Tillman is here. If I need a receiver, I would consider Tillman. We're on the clock. Bigsby's still there. I love Algier so much though. This is a risk. Let's see if these guys need running backs. It's hit or miss. It's a tough call. I'm gonna go Bigsby. Let's roll the dice. If Algier's gone, we'll take Allen or Wright. That's fine. So it's nothing to sweat. If Algier was the only other guy there, I think I would have taken him. I just think that his upside is just way too high to avoid him this long. There's no reason Algier should be falling to the 15th round. That's crazy. Let's see what's happening here. So really shocking. Bigsby felt the 14-10. I don't understand that at all. What is causing the fall? Is it they took a running back in the 4th round. I wouldn't expect him to pass Bigsby this year. I feel like people just go crazy at these rookies. Was Tootin taken? Baseball Tootin was taken 1107. That's insane. All right, Braylon Allen went. That was one of the running backs we went after. The good news is these 2 teams both took running backs, so there's a chance that they may not on the way back. But I guess you never know because I'm going to do it. So maybe they have the same strategy. So no, Pat Fryermuth went. But no, just because Tootin's there, it doesn't mean Bigsby is just suddenly going to disappear. He was the best running back on that team last year, and it wasn't close. He's better than ATN, and we don't know what Tootin's going to do. He might be good, but he fell to the 4th round, so there's a chance that he just does nothing this year. And Bigsby is going to be great value in the 14th round. All right, we our gamble paid off, and we got Algier. So where does that leave us? I think it's 5 running backs. Yeah, okay. So we have 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 6 receivers, and only 1 tight end. Obviously, 1 tight end. We need 2 more tight ends because same reason as quarterback. If you only have 2 tight ends, one gets hurt, like you're screwed. In best ball, you need at least 3 of every position. Let's see. Do we have any? Mike asked, "What did you study in grade school?" Equine genetics. Yeah. So I don't know if we got an answer there. It's interesting. Let's see. Before the original Star Trek, Shatner did 2 classic Twilight Zone episodes. Yeah, he did. He did the very famous one on the plane, where he sees a monster on the plane or outside the plane, and people think he's crazy. It's insane how young he looks in that episode. Like my wife and I were watching it, and she's like, I was like, wow, that's William Shatner. She's like, oh my God, I didn't recognize him. It's crazy how young he is there. And she was like, wow, he's a really good looking guy. So I guess like she and her mom have the same taste. But yeah, that's he's been acting for a long time, huh? Yeah, I love Twilight Zone. One of my favorite shows. Tom and I always talk about it. So many good episodes. Yeah, Tom always talks about the one where the guy is where he's in a casino and he keeps winning every single bet he makes. And like at first he's thrilled about it. He gets all the girls and stuff like that. They're all like hanging on his arms, and he keeps winning every single bet. Feels great. And then it's like, and he gets like tired of it. He's like, wait, like what is going on here? Why am I winning every bet? And he thinks he's like in heaven. And I forget exactly how it goes, but he goes to the casino manager. He's like, I know, I feel like this is almost like the other place. The casino manager goes, this is the other place. So it's a really good one. I like the one where this guy's in the hospital and like these doctors keep operating on him, and they can't let him leave because he's too ugly, and they keep saying that like if you leave, you're going to be way too ugly. Like people are just going to just die looking at you. Let me make these picks here. So Jalen Wright's still available. It's an interesting one. To say some Hill coming off the torn ACL, unfortunately, don't want him. There's some interesting tight ends here. Tyler Higbee's available. That's kind of crazy. I don't know why he's going so late. This is a good reason to wait for a tight end. Just get Higbee every time down here. It's a dream come true. There's Chiggy Bang Bang Okonkwo. Dalton Schultz is good. Jawan Johnson's fine. Why is Terrence Ferguson's ADP like ahead of that? That doesn't make any sense. All right, we're gonna take Jalen Wright and finish our running backs. We have 6 running backs. I love all of them. We have 2 starters and like 4 high upside backups. Bigsby's the starter there. Like, so he's really like the third starter we have. Chiggy Bang Bang just went. So we're hoping that Higbee comes back to us. Let's hope he does. Elijah Arroyo is kind of interesting. There's a rookie. Maybe he's going to be our 3rd tight end. Cole Kmet's here. There's another reason to just wait for tight end. So I'm sold. I'm just not going to draft tight ends early. This is ridiculous. Like Colson Loveland being here doesn't mean that Cole Kmet should drop to 227. Like that's crazy. What is 227? What is that? That's the 19th round. Like, are you kidding me? Like Cole Kmet is still the starting tight end. Like Loveland is not necessarily going to pass him right away. And they're going to play 2 tight end formations anyway. So it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so let's take Higbee there. I don't understand why his ADP dropped. Like, again, Ferguson's not going to change the equation with Higbee. Stafford loves Higbee. He's not going to stop throwing to Higbee. Taysom Hill goes there. Hold on a second. All right, so Taysom Hill goes, and so hopefully we take Higbee. Not worry about tight ends again. Obviously we need another one. So we're in round 17 now. We have 3 more rounds after this pick. And this guy is going to run out of time, maybe. Mike Williams. Okay, let's take Higbee. And our team's looking pretty good here. We need one more tight end. And I want to have 7 receivers. So at least one more receiver, and then we have a wild card pick. It could be anything. So we have some answers here. Oh, anyway, I was going to finish my my Twilight Zone thing. So yeah, they keep operating on this guy, and keep saying like you're just too ugly. Like people are going to have heart attacks looking at you. You just can't leave the hospital. And they're like, we can try one more operation. We're not confident. And they try another operation, and they're like, we just can't let you leave. And they like lock the door and stuff. But he like breaks out. Like he's in a bandage, so he can't even see himself in the mirror. And he just runs through the hallway and stuff. and then he evades all the doctors and stuff, and he ducks into this room, and he sees another person with a bandage. It's a woman. She also has bandages on her face, and he's like, were you told you're too ugly to leave? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, same thing. So like they're like, well, should we look at each other? If we both look this way, then maybe we'll be immune to it. And so they unwrap their bandages, and like they show the woman first, and she's like this unbelievably beautiful woman, and they show the guy, and he's like super chiseled dude. That might have been actually Shatner. Now that I think about it, but like he's like super handsome guy, and like the doctors like storm into the room, and they show the doctors for the first time because they didn't show them before, and they're these ugly, hideous, like pig-like people. And so I was like, it's a pretty cool twist. So that was one of my favorite episodes. There's so many good ones, Twilight Zone. But anyway, we have answers from Cassandra about UK horse racing. So UK racing is very different. Main difference is that there are jumps, races, really. Also different players. The horses are different. The trainers, the jockeys, the stables, the owners. So even if there are no differences, you can know a lot about one and nothing about the other. The Rams use the first pick on the tight end. I'm not surprised Higbee isn't really drafted that much. Fits with the title theme of the stream. Yeah, exactly. No, this is like they're not like Stafford loves Higbee. He's not gonna like avoid him just because Ferguson's there. That's it's ridiculous. This overreaction to rookies is insane. We didn't draft a single rookie. Maybe we will in the late rounds. Maybe we'll find diamond in the rough, but maybe we'll take Shador Sanders. Maybe probably not. All right, we're on the board again. Okay, maybe we'll take a tight end here, Elijah Arroyo, or the Cole Kmet's here. Do you go with the rookie, with Arroyo, or do you go with Cole Kmet? Let me know what you guys think. I think I'm going to go with Kmet. It's the proven thing. And then like Noah Fant's still on that team for Seattle. So we're going to take Kmet and decide what we're going to do left after that. So like I said, we need one more receiver, but Blake Corum's here. We're going to start him. But yeah, let's look at receivers. So Wicks, we were taking Wicks before the draft, but now that they have a speed receiver, I feel like he's kind of off the board for us. There's Westbrook Akine is kind of interesting. There we go, Lambert Smith. I kind of like him. I think that when was he drafted? Was he drafted like fourth round? I'm a big fan of him. I think that he could be a decent player. Let's see. I don't want Tank Dell because the injury. Lockett's there's no upside. Deontay Johnson, no. Joe Horn, Jimmy Horn Jr., Juju, no. Restrepo's a free agent. Wow. I thought some team would draft him. Savion Williams, no thanks. Tim Patrick, not with Tesla there. Vele, come out to Turpin. There's some upside with him. Are we on the clock? No. Someone took Blake Corum, unfortunately. Adonai Mitchell, maybe. Oh, MVS. I'm definitely going to be interested in MVS. Maybe not this round, but the next one. So let's look at running backs real quickly. There's Ollie Gordon. I kind of like him, but just as a player, I don't not a huge fan. Singletary's still here. He's still the RB2 on that team, but nothing too crazy. I'd rather have. I think I'd rather have one of these receivers. So let's take. You know what? Let's take a rookie. Let's take Lambert. Let's take Lambert Smith. In honor of Step by Step. I just recently rewatched the whole series because I was such a huge fan of it when I was a kid, and it's funny. I went on it was on HBO Max. I heard good things about the show called what was that? It was the one with the guy who played Jon Snow, Kit Harington. What was it called? Let me Industry. The show's called Industry, right? So I heard good things about Industry, and I know it's on HBO Max. So I clicked on HBO Max one night. This is like back in February or March, and the first thing I saw, for some reason, it said like Step by Step. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta watch this because I loved it when I was a kid. The girl who played Al, Christine Lakin, she was my childhood crush. Man, she's it's funny because like I talked about this earlier on like Jerks of the Week. For some reason in my brain, I still consider I was like man, like I wonder what she looks like. She's got to be hot. And then like obviously I watched the show when I was like 12. Like so it's like she's just a kid then. But in the final season, she's like a smoke show. So But no, I mean that show was one of my favorites when I was a kid. I used to watch it all the time, Friday nights with my mom, my sister, and like I went through the whole series, and it's actually like not bad. It kind of withstood the test of time. Which I was kind of surprised. I thought I might be disappointed by it, but outside of actually I felt like the weak part of the show was Cody and like the guy, the crazy cousin guy who lived in the driveway, and like he talked like he was a pothead, but like he was like, he was as a clean edge as you could be. Like he didn't, he like turned down sex a few times during the show because he's like, oh man, I'm waiting until I get married, and like come on, man. It's like it's a kids show, like a family show. So obviously, they had to have that message, but um, I felt like he was the weak part of the show, and maybe it's because I was like streaming it because like I got so tired of him. Anyway, the last name of that family is Lambert, so that's why I did it in honor of them. The other crazy thing about that show was the patriarch of the show, Frank Lambert, who was played by Patrick Duffy. So in the first season, I'm watching the show, and it's kind of different to watch as an adult because you're like like when I'm a kid, I'm relating to the kids, and as an adult I'm watching this, I'm like relating to how the adults act and stuff. And so I'm watching the father of the show, and I'm obviously a dad. So I'm seeing this and like oh, that guy. I'm like thinking about like how old that guy is, and like I think he's probably like 50. He looks like 50, 51, 52, something like that, maybe 49. I'm gonna take MBS here. And so they and I kind of got curious because they announced his age was like 41, or like he just turned 40. He was like 41 or 42. They mentioned that he turned 40, and because they just celebrated his 40th birthday or something. And so like I was like, that's not right. He's got to be like 50 there. And I looked on online to see how old he was, and like the date lined up, he was actually that age. He was like 41 or 42. And I'm like, I'm as old as that guy. Like that guy looks like he's 50 something. I don't know. I'm not like, not that I look like I'm 25 or anything, but like I feel like I look younger than that. And like most of my friends who are 40, my age, so 40, 42, they look a lot younger than him. It's like, what happened? Like, why does he look so old? And like it's like commonplace. Like there's like there's like memes going around like showing like 40-year-olds back 40 years ago. They look so much older than they are now. And I was so shocked to see that he was my age, and it made me feel old, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't look that old, you know. So anyway, we ended up with 3 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 8 receivers, and 3 tight ends. I always say like the most ideal setup is 3-7-7-3, called Ellie. But 3-6-8-3 is definitely acceptable too. You don't want to be like this guy 3-4-9-4, like only 4 running backs. That's crazy. 2 quarterbacks is a mistake here. 4-6-7-3 is okay. Here's a mistake. 2 tight ends. You don't want only 2 tight ends. 2 quarterbacks here. This is a mistake. So these guys have just have severe issues, during the season. Like, for example, this Cedric Freynet guy, his only 2 quarterbacks are Caleb Williams and Justin Herbert, which, I mean, it's kind of like safe, but at the same time, one goes down, like you're only going to be one guy, and then like at a bye week, you're going to take a 0. So that's something you don't want to do. The other 2 quarterback guy, Jaden Daniels and Cam Ward. I mean, look, you're going to be relying on Jaden Daniels. Like, he got hurt last year. He missed at least one game, and Mariota played. So you're going to be counting on Cam Ward just to guide you throughout the season. You just can't do that. So you need 2 to 3 quarterbacks. What about the 2 tight end guy? Who do you take? He took Jonnu Smith and Mike Gesicki. And by the way, I'm going to jump into another draft. We're going to do one more draft here. Let's see. I have the ticket. Oh, that's right. You get a free one. This is a free entry. Nice. All right, this is about to start. So, on here, you if you do a draft, you get a free entry. So, forgot about that. So his tight ends are Jonnu Smith and Mike Gesicki, which, like, I like them, but one goes down, it's the only other one, and if they have a bye week, you take almost like a very low score, and if one has a bye week, you take a 0. So. Yeah, I can't hammer home that point enough. As for our team, our receivers, Justin Jefferson, McLaurin, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, Khalil Shakir, love that. And then couple late flyers. Quarterbacks are Mahomes, McCarthy, and Penix. I feel like Mahomes could bounce back, like McCarthy's potential. Not in love with Penix, but whatever. So we paired McCarthy with Jefferson. We paired Mahomes with Worthy. Our running backs are Bucky Irving, Isaiah Pacheco, then Garendo, Bigsby, Algier, Wright. So I like the upside there. Higbee is a steal in round 17 as a tight end, and Njoku. So as pointed out, like you can wait on these tight ends. In fact, I don't think you need to take a tight end until like 17 through 19. Just looking at it. So let's see if this draft starts in 50 seconds here. I have the 12th pick. So we get to make picks back to back. We don't have to worry about what everyone's going to do. But we will have a lot of time in between picks. Sanchez says things are so different now in entertainment. I'm surprised there wasn't a twist ending of Snow White where it turned out the 7 magical creatures, not dwarves, are actually her illegitimate children. Seriously, like I wish I could watch that movie just to make fun of how bad it is. I've heard, obviously you've heard bad, like terrible things about it, but it just can't like, you can't like substitute just watching it, like there might be some stuff people missed, I can't imagine that it's better than people have said. Like I've heard that before. I've heard like movies and stuff trashed before, and I watch it and I'm like, oh, this is not that bad. Maybe it's because I had low expectations heading into it, but like I can't imagine heading into that movie and like being like, oh, it was okay. I think it's gonna be awful, but I'm willing to do to take the sacrifice to write about in Jerks of the Week. So all right, so I was actually kind of curious if Kai, who drafts sometimes along with us, would make an appearance in here, but he did not. This guy, Sammy Samamila, was in our draft in the previous draft, so he's also doing back to backs here. Let's see if anyone else. Let's look at the names. Hanson, Cedric, MD, Super Nice Bros, TJ Samamala, Big Play, Trips, J Mode, Womp USA. We have Womp USA here. Ali, Tiger Bates, Wolf, Luke, Philly Rise, Tahoe Clean, Seagull, Medro, Dan. Okay, we only have 2 other repeats except for me. So Jefferson went 3rd. That was our pick last time. So sad we can't get him, but obviously didn't think we were going to. Interesting, Malik Neighbors goes 104 instead of Gibbs or Bijan, and I could buy it. I love Malik Neighbors. The only question is the quarterback situation on that team. But Malik Neighbors is a great player, and he produced last year with DeVito. Obviously, not nearly as well as Daniel Jones, but it's not like Daniel Jones is a great quarterback either. So if Russell Wilson can impersonate Daniel Jones, then Malik Neighbors is going to have a huge year. So I could totally get behind him going 104. I just in love with his talent. Sometimes I made fun of it so much, I need to see to back it up or change my mind if I'm forced to do so. Yeah, I wish I could. Just like my moving going days have come to a pause, just because with the kids and stuff. CeeDee Lamb went later than usual. He goes 106 now. He went 109. Puka Nakua's there. I'm looking to go receiver. Hopefully Brian Thomas Jr. is still here. Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr. are on my wish list, and then McConkey. I think I would take him in that order. I'd be happy with all 3, so I don't really care what Dan FPG does. So yeah, he took Collins. So going to take Thomas and McConkey. It's worth discussing McCaffrey, but he could just be done. I don't know. You guys let me know where you would take McCaffrey here, because I just can't figure it out. So we're going to go Thomas and McConkey. Interesting that like we went a trio of NFC players first in our last draft, and now we're going AFC. So McCaffrey goes 202. Which, like, I don't know. I get the upside, but there's so much downside too. And I guess best ball is all about upside, but it feels like your early pick should be safer, and then your late pick should all be upside, like nothing but upside. I think that's kind of like the ideal strategy. Drake London 203 seems too early. I don't know where did he go in the last one. It's kind of cool that we have this. So we went 207 last time. Yeah, it feels like too early for London. I think like 3rd round is like the sweet spot for him. I don't know. Brock Bowers, 205s. Okay, where'd he go last time? He went 208, so a little different this time. And like we don't have the Josh Jacobs went early here. Remember, I was kind of like surprised to see that. So maybe he goes or he goes later. Where do they have him as BPA? So he's all the way down here at 25 overall. So McLaurin goes. So McLaurin came back to us at 210, I believe. Was it 210 or 303? No, it's 303. So we got McLaurin at 303. He goes at 206. It just goes to show that every draft's different. This is radically different. Like that's pretty substantial. It's 9 picks apart. Yeah. So Mike says maybe not the dwarves were kidnapped immigrant sex slave children that were smuggled in by the cartels. Yeah. One of them was assaulting his wife, and she reported it, and they tried to deport him, but then they wanted to keep him there. Some judge was like, "Oh, we need to keep this guy so we can get some votes." So stupid. And he even had gang tattoos on his hand, and they admitted it wasn't until the president said it was, but he thought it's Photoshop, and they're like, "Oh, it was not Photoshop. It is." Like the other stuff was real, and then like now they admit it that it's MS-13. Like, it's so stupid. Josh Allen goes 209. I'm always curious to see where he falls. Because you always you can go for Josh Allen's upside, but not in the second round for me. Third round definitely, but not second round. Not that I thought he would fall to me. Bucky Irving actually went the same spot where he did in the last draft at 210. I took him 210 last time. EJ Brown goes so. Ali went Barkley and Brown. It's very, very bold there. It's not crazy about that. Like I get stacking teams, but like Barkley and Brown have negative correlation. So I would not recommend that. I would recommend Brown plus Hurts. I would recommend Hurts plus Smith. But I would not recommend Barkley and Brown. Just not. I would not recommend Chase and Higgins either. That's a mistake. So Josh Jacobs goes 301. Where did he go last time? He went like 203, didn't he? He went 205. 301. Yeah, see, like that's kind of like where I would expect him to go. His ADP was exactly 25, and he went the 25th pick. So interesting how that like played out as chalk, whereas like he was just taken so early last time. Trey McBride, 302. Where did he go last time? I like being able to compare where they went last time. It's a 304, so pretty consistent there. Who went at 312 and 401? So this person took Rashee Rice and Joe Mixon. I wouldn't mind either. I'd be hoping for Jackson Smith and Jigba. Don't mind Devontae Adams, even though he's a receiver too. No interest in Harrison really, although he is a buy low, but not really buying low. Like he was going like 112 or 201 last year, and it feels like, given how disappointing he was last year, like it feels like round 3 is not enough of a haircut for that. I don't know, but I think ideally we'd take a running back and a receiver. But if there are two great receivers we like, we'd take them. I don't want to go double running back because, as kind of showed last time, you can get good running backs late. Yeah, Harrison 305 is still too early. Like this guy's going way too early. I don't understand like the obsession with Marvin Harrison Jr. Last year, him going 112 was absurd. Like he would have had to have like a much better year than Puka Nacua did in his rookie year for that to hit. Like, and obviously very unlikely to happen as talented as he is. Chase Brown was one of the running backs I was hoping for. Zach Moss is having injury issues, so you don't even have to worry about him. So let's look at the best players available. Jack Smith and Jigba. I'm worried about James Cook because of potential holdout, so we can pass on him. There is Adams. I'd rather have Evans here. It's Breece Hall. It feels like he lost some of his burst, and like the problem with Jack Smith and Jigba went, unfortunately. So problem with Breece Hall is that Travis Hunter goes way too early. So Rashee Rice is here. It's interesting. There's DJ Moore, who's a receiver 1. Gotta love like any player with Ben Johnson. So I think we're gonna go with Evans for sure, and then I think I'm gonna consider Moore. Let's click Evans. So just like Ben Johnson enhancing that offense with that much better offensive line, I think Moore could have just a monster season. Adams is older, he's the receiver too. Rashee Rice, I don't know where he fits in. Plus, he might get in trouble too. So I worry about that. Let's go with Moore. Let's go with DJ Moore. So we start with a quartet of receivers, and I'm confident we can get a decent running back on the way back at 512. And if not, then I'm sure there'll be other good players. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, without due process. Yeah, actually, he did have due process. It's I know you're joking, but like illegal immigrants, like their due process is just like it's basically just an ICE agent going up to them, like saying, "Hey, where's your ID?" And if they don't show it, then they get deported. Like that's their due process. It's different for illegals, and I think like most people don't know that. So this guy Sami Mala took different players at different positions. I'm curious if he did that last time. Let's see. Well, he went running back, receiver, running back, tight end, sort of. He was the guy who took Genti. So did he take Genti again? No, Genti was not available for him, so I assume he would have taken him there. Just anyway, with Breece Hall, Justin Fields being there means that he's going to get fewer targets because running quarterbacks dump the ball off less to running backs, so his receiver production is going to go down, and DraftKings is PPR, so he takes a hit in DraftKings. Okay, Burrow goes. Not that I'd interest in him. I mean, 512, I would consider it for sure. But Kamara's still too early. 409. That's even earlier than last time. I said he went 501. I said that was too early. Now he's going 409. That offense sucks. He's old. He's injury prone. Even like Kenny, who's a big Kamara fan, he even said this year that he was off Kamara. So at least that's what he said before the draft. I don't know if he changed his mind. So. Let's see. Now he takes Hurts, right? He's got to take Hurts here. Yeah. Well, he took Devontae Smith. Oh yeah, man, he got robbed of Hurts. He gambled and he lost. Man, that's pretty rough for Ali 63. Wow, that's he got burned there. Why not take Hurts and then Smith? Like, why even gamble there? That's got to sting. I wonder if he's going to take Goddard late. Man, he just his whole draft went up in flames. rough scene for Ali 63. Wow. I wonder if Womp USA saw that and he's like, I'm just going to show this guy. I'm going to take Hurts. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Take Hurts at 411. Like, you don't need Smith. You already have Brown and Sparkley. Like they're not all going to score touchdowns. It's impossible. Flowers goes. I would have liked him. Look back. Tyrone McMillan 505 too early. Again, these rookies going way too early. Has RJ Harvey gone? He is not. He went 4th round last time. I wonder if I'm going to be wondering if I should take him. Probably not. But yeah, see, he's here. I don't think he falls to me. There's Laporta. I don't really want him, but Ben Johnson gone. Chuba Hubbard's interesting. I don't think he's going to fall to me, but I'll star him. Same with Walker. Metcalf's a receiver one. I automatically have interest in that. Travion Henderson's interesting. I'd rather have David Montgomery, though. Let's see. And I'll star Judkins, but I don't want him here. Maybe for next time. Ridley's a receiver one with an improvement at quarterback, at least we think. Yeah, so Judkins goes, RJ Harvey goes. Glad I don't have to make that decision, even though I probably wouldn't take him. Hubbard goes, so that was one of the guys I wanted. So there's one pick left. And look, Kenneth Walker's still there. Metcalf goes, unfortunately. The question is Walker versus Montgomery. I think last year I would have gone Montgomery, honestly, just because Ben Johnson was there. But no Ben Johnson. I think that means Kenneth Walker here. Seattle added Gray Zabel, so their offensive line's going to be better. I didn't start Jordan Addison. What is happening here? So I'm going to take Walker. Who's Jordan Addison? Why was that start? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, so we took our running back. We could take a second running back, but again, like I'd rather just aim for Aaron Jones or Pacheco later. Like we can do better. So I'd rather go Ridley here to get another receiver one on the team, and so we have kind of same strategies last time. I think we took 5 receivers and 1 running back in the first 6 rounds, and I kind of like that strategy. It feels like there's no reason to alter it because unless like you get insane value, just because there's just so much good running back talent later in the draft. whereas like receiver dries up very quickly. I did want Metcalf though, but look, I still got some good players. So, so the comments, Wab totally saw that. I'm sure he did. Sniped. I tried to tell that guy. Yeah, that's what a big mistake it was not to take Jalen Hurts there. Maybe you know what? Maybe in the 20th round he'll take Tanner McKee as I don't know, as I hope that Hurts goes down. I feel like I think that's the right strategy, honestly. Like, given what he did, like what if Hurts gets injured and it's like McKee, the whole year, who I think is actually like pretty decent. I think like he should go McKee in the 20th round. Maybe I'll take McKee to troll him. I'm not gonna do that, but that would be funny. I don't even know if he wants to do that anyway. I actually would rather not do it just to see if he does it. But yeah, that's. I wonder how the rest of his draft's going to go. Maybe he's going to pivot to. So he took McBride and Worthy. Mahomes is off the board. He could take Kyler Murray to have a stack because he seems like super focused on having a stack. Oh, Khalil Shakir went 609 here. He went like, where did he go for me? He went 808. He went 810. Look at that difference. That's a huge difference. 6'9", 8'10 is 2 rounds. That's wild. So huge difference. So yeah, I think Kyler Murray makes sense for him because he's so focused on these stacks, and I think he has FOMO just for missing out on Hurts, and I'd be shocked if he doesn't take Murray. I guess, or I don't know. Maybe he's just gonna give up and not try in this draft because his whole strategy just like went up in smoke. I'm very curious to see what he does. No, he takes another receiver, Waddle. Like, why? That Miami offense sucks. Yeah, what a disappointment that Miami offense was. That was kind of revealing, I think. Last year when Tua went down, Montgomery, by the way, went 6-12. Caleb Johnson, I don't mind him at 7-1. He's like the one running. He's like the one rookie I don't mind here. Maybe he didn't go Murray because that guy had Hurts. That's probably it. I don't know. Maybe he'll pass on him. I kind of want to take Murray just to troll this guy. It's not at well, I guess at 801. 801's fine. Mayfield, interesting. Yeah, maybe just gave up on stacking, but. Yeah, if I were him, I'd still go McKee in the 20th round, just to try to salvage the stack. I don't know. Anyway, we had almost all receivers in this round. Khalil Shakir, Olave, Judy, and Ridley were the only receiver ones. Obviously Addison's really good. Olave's a big question mark for 2 reasons, because of his concussions and because the quarterback situation. So he's kind of tough to draft. Godwin coming up with injury, you don't know what he's going to be like. Judy you don't know what you're going to get with Judy every week. It's you're either going to get like 40-point performances or you're going to get like zeros. Like he's so erratic. Debo, better real life player than fantasy. Adunze might be really good this year, but I'd rather just have DJ Moore. And then Bo Nix goes. So we are approaching my picks. So let's look who's available. Juwan, I can't like not draft Juwan Jennings. I talked about Aaron Jones. Jacoby Myers is still the receiver 1 in Las Vegas. Well, obviously they have Brock Bowers, but and they drafted Jake Betch, but I'm interested in getting all the receiver ones I can. So I have to start Jacoby Myers. There's Matthew Golden. Pollard's okay. There's Swift. I talked about Swift before. Ben Johnson with DeAndre Swift. That really interests me. So I can't believe Juwan Jennings is still here. That's crazy. I don't know. I guess I'm just much higher on him than everyone else is. But like he had some insane performances last year. Ayuk's gone. Jennings goes, so I don't have to worry about that. But so it's between Jones and Swift. Is Caleb Williams still here? He is. So I'm looking at. We have more. We can get Caleb Williams. He's not going to make it back to me. It's interesting. So let's go Ben Johnson stack. Let's go let's go Swift and Williams. How about that? I'm sure I'll get made fun of because Cale Williams holds the ball too long, but I think he's going to make a big leap with Ben Johnson. In fact, one of my friends who he has not been on the show, but I feel like I could ask him to be in the show. Although there's kind of a conflict. His wife hates me, so that's another story. But he said he bet the Bears this year to win the Super Bowl. That's the only Super Bowl bet he made. The Bears at I forget what odds he had, but he said that they had a great roster and he thought Caleb Williams was going to be a superstar. And I'm like, I don't really trust Caleb Williams all that much. Yeah, I do like him a lot more this year with Ben Johnson. There's also something working against that bet, and that would be there have only been two first-year coaches in the NFL who have won Super Bowls, and their quarterbacks were Johnny Unitas and Joe Montana. So if Caleb Williams is as good as Johnny Unitas and Joe Montana, then he can win the Super Bowl according to history. I don't know. That division's so tough. I don't see it. It could happen. There's a chance it happens, but I don't think it will happen. By the way, Pacheco went 8-11 and Aaron Jones went 8-07. So they're good. I mean, we already have two running backs. I'm fine with it. But yeah. So I don't know what you guys think about his Chicago Bears bet to win the Super Bowl. I am skeptical, but I don't think it's impossible. You could make worse bets, I guess. Sanchez Waddle was the worst pick for this team he could possibly have made right there. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Maybe he's just tilted. He did rebound a little bit with Pacheco here. I'm shocked he didn't take Murray, and I guess Murray's still available. He could have taken him. Igbuka, so he's back on the stack train here. He took Mayfield. He took Tampa's fourth receiver to pair with Mayfield. That's pretty rough. I don't know what he's thinking. Scatabo again, round 9. Like this guy's like cornering the markets on Giants running backs with Tracy and Scatabo. This Wolfie guy. There were just some bad drafters here. There are some really good ones. I'm not saying they're all bad, but like there's some drafts I look at. They're like some of these teams. I'm like, what are these people thinking? Like Loveland and Loveland here. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Like two Giants running backs here. With the third stringer and not even the second stringer, I don't really get it. I don't know. It feels like they're just certain players who just like never can win with these draft strategies. But like I said, I mean, there's some really good teams here too. So it's really hit or miss. But it feels like you're not competing with 11 other people. It feels like you're competing with like 5 other people. Now, obviously, your team could derail because of injuries and stuff. Like I last year, my teams were doing so well, like halfway through the season because I drafted J.K. Dobbins in the 13th round of every draft. I drafted Justin Fields in the 16th round of every draft. And, like they were on fire to start the year. All my teams were like first or second place, and then Dobbins gets hurt and Fields gets benched, and like all this team's like capsized. But what are you gonna do? Mark Andrews is available again. I want to see what our draft looks like just passing on all the tight ends. So with that in mind, we took McConkey, right? So yeah, let's take Justin Herbert here, even though the Chargers don't like to throw the ball that much. And then I think what are we looking at here? So we have 5 receivers, so we can go any position after that. Let's take Herbert, and then I want to pass on the tight ends, see what our team looks like if we just wait on tight end. We could take Stroud and hope Higgins falls back to us, I guess. It's not great, but whatever. There's one of the Colts receivers. I like both of them. Let's take one of the Colts receivers, actually. Let's take Dash Downs. He's better in PPR. If this were standard, I'd take Pittman, but let's take Downs. And then maybe our third quarterback is going to be Anthony Richardson. You got to like the upside. There's obviously a very low floor, but in best ball, you're looking for spike weeks, and I don't know. Maybe figure things out, and then maybe we'll take Daniel Jones in the 20th round to just kind of like hedge our bets. Um, yeah, I like this. We paired Caleb with Swift, who can catch passes, obviously, out of the backfield, and DJ Moore, and then we paired Herbert with McConkey, and maybe we take our boy Lambert late to pair with Herbert as well. So I'm liking these stacks. I feel like we stacked our team better than that other guy who missed out on Ertz. So maybe he's maybe that guy's jealous of our team or something. And by the way, Higgins is taking a 10.05, worth noting. I think you could like rank these teams based on how many rookies they've taken, Um, like, why take Luther Burden 908 when you could get like Mooney and Downs or Pittman? I don't get it. Like this guy took Judkins in round 5, a little too early. I get round 6, round 5's too early. He took Burden. Higgins is fine, but like this guy, and he took Genty. This guy's just 4 rookies. You could automatically like throw him out. Like this guy's no chance of winning. You can't win with that many early round rookies. It's just terrible. Pittman goes, so obviously he wasn't going to come back to us, but I don't know. I think Down versus Pittman is very close. Like I said, I'd rather have Downs in PPR and Pittman in regular. So we're good on receiver. We have 6 receivers. Unless we get an insane value, we can just ignore them, which is nice because the receivers that the talent of receiver dries up quicker than any position. Which is like you normally would expect that to happen to running backs, but in best ball, the RB2s on teams are just so valuable because if the starter goes down, like you don't even have to worry about it. Like that's the tilting thing about like regular fantasy. Let's just say like you have Garendo, right? You're not going to start him if McCaffrey's in the lineup, obviously. But like if McCaffrey gets hurt in the second quarter and Garendo comes in and has a massive game, like you're going to be like, at first you're going to be like, okay, this is cool because I get to play him next week, but you're going to be a little salty that you didn't get to play him that week. And like, you always have to worry about McCaffrey coming back from injury too. So it's kind of like, it's sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. In best ball, you don't have to worry about that. You just get the performance. Like if McCaffrey goes down, Grendo's a huge game, you get it. Like you get the points. So it's kind of like, it's so different. Like here, like best ball versus regular fantasy, just drafting these insanely high upside RB2s. Like I think you need at least 3 or 4 of them. And like round 13 through, or actually say like round 12 through round 16, you can get a bunch of them like we did in the last draft. And we're going to do that now. In fact, I'm going to take Orendo if he's here. But yeah, it's just so different how things work in best ball compared to regular fantasy. And I think some people don't realize that because, if you're not taking running backs in rounds, if you're not taking at least 3 running backs in rounds 12 through 16, like feels like you're just doing this draft wrong. Which is why I'm like, just you don't need that many running backs early. Like I'm 1 or 2 are fine. And then you just take a bunch of high upside guys. And again, like some of them are gonna get stats. Like even if Bijan doesn't go down, Algiers going to score some touchdowns. Like I had him in a bunch of teams last year, and Bijan never got hurt. But like sometimes, in games where Algiers scored once or twice, like he actually made my top lineup. It just happens, and like he was 13th, 14th, 15th round pick last year. Alex Mims to spite you. The key round 20. Yeah, let's go. What about Geno Smith a little later? So my problem with the Geno Smith is that the Raiders can be so run heavy this year because Pete Carroll's son is the run game coordinator, and it seems like their entire goal this year is to get him promoted just based on draft. I see CJ Stroud's here. I'm interested in Stroud. Also, Love's not bad. Now that they have a speed threat, I'm more bullish on him. Let's start Garendo. He's here. Jaden Blue's interesting too. It kind of makes me. Blue and Garendo kind of make me want to pass on the third quarterback and just get Richardson later. But yeah, no, I think the Raiders are just going to run so much, and they don't have a receiver one, like a true receiver one. Jacoby Myers is a solid player, but he's just not great. Like if they had Devontae Adams, I'd be more interested in Geno, but he's an older player. And yeah, there's like Pete Carroll is just going to want to run the ball to get his son a head coaching job or at least a coordinator job. Jaden Blue unfortunately goes. Trevor Lawrence goes. So we got our Grendo guy. Let's move him up here. Is there anyone else we want? Rashad White, maybe. If Bucky Irving goes down, Rashad White's interesting. And it's PPR, so he's going to be able to do stuff with his game log. So even when Irving took over, he had like a 12, a 15, a 24. I'm kind of interested in that. So let's make sure we get Garendo. And there's Bigsby, who we got him in the 14th round last time. Maybe we can get him later. We're starting the same guys as last time. Algiers here. Spears. I don't know about Spears. I think he's a little overrated. Although look, these performances late, but still, I don't know. I'd rather have Rashad White. I like that team better. I think Tampa's a better team. Let's take Rashad White. Because it's cool because we had Irving in the last draft and we have Rashad White here. So it feels like either way, we're going to get production out of Tampa's running back. All right, so we have 4 running backs. Again, no tight ends. We're waiting on tight ends until the end. I actually like this a lot. So we're going to take 2 running backs on the way back, I think, or at least one. You know what? We're probably going to take 1 running back and a third quarterback. And then we're going to take a running back, and then we're going to start drafting our tight ends after that. So that's the plan. Let's see. Do you watch other best ball content creators, Walt? I feel like I don't know of any other ones. I know Underdog does it, but I don't draft on Underdog, so it doesn't really help me. And I think they have a different scoring system. So I think they provide good content, but and I do listen to it, but it doesn't always relate. But I don't know who else does best ball content. I haven't seen it on YouTube, so I figure why not just make the content myself. Let's see. Marion Hampton, star of the week, was 17, offensive rookie of the year, now 10-1. So mad I didn't hammer 17-1. It could happen, but remember, Najee Harris has never missed a game in his career. And so feels like Hampton's not going to get the job based on injury. He's gonna have to get it based on performance, which could happen. But Harris is he's not bad. Like people love to trash Harris. He's not a bad player. People love to trash him because he did not perform like a first rounder, which is true. But if Najee Harris was drafted in the 3rd round, people will be like, oh, he had a good career. He's had a good career so far, 1,000 yards every year for a 3rd rounder. It's great. He's a veteran. Jim Harbaugh is going to trust him more. I don't think Hampton overtakes him. Now Hampton, I think, is going to be mixed in. I think he's going to get if Harris gets 17 carries per game, Hampton's going to get 10. But he's not going to pass Harris right away. Maybe second half of the year, but by then it might be too late for him to win Rookie of the Year. So I'm not in love with it, especially not at 10-1, 17-1 maybe, but I don't think it's a great number. I really don't. Anyway, let's see if we have any other comments. Let's see here. I wanted to see Ali, who took Mims. Okay, so yeah. I see here. I saw you say. I didn't see the pick myself. Yeah, Marvin Mims goes. So he takes McMillan to pair with Mayfield. He's only had 1 quarterback so far. So I don't know. Maybe he's just waiting to take Tanner McKee in the 20th round. Someone needs to reach out to him and make sure that he gets Tanner McKee. 7 receivers so far and only 1 quarterback. He just took his 8th receiver over his 3rd running back and 2nd quarterback. That can't be right. Are you why is he dying to get Marquise Brown or Harley Brown, whatever you want to call him? That's a terrible pick. It's just awful. This guy has no upside at this point of his career. I get taking safe players early, but 13th round, you need upside guys. This is when he should be taking his high upside running backs, and I'm taking 2 of them. So he's not getting the guys that he might be targeting. This guy took Spears, but other than that, it just seems like no one has gotten the message that this is where you take your running backs, and it's a good advantage for us. Because people are taking Kyle Pitts for some reason. There's no reason to take Kyle Pitts here. He sucks. I like him more than 13th round. I think I would have considered him as my 3rd quarterback, but and Prescott too. He's okay. Bigsby goes. He's one of our running backs, so this guy gets the message. Zach Charbonnet is a good one, but you have to take him a little bit earlier than the normal running backs. I usually like to take my quarterbacks here. But yeah, I could have been talked into Charbonnet at 10:01 if I didn't have Walker. Don't want both of them though. I always say like don't take your own handcuffs, take other people's handcuffs because you get more upside that way. Like yeah, you get a higher floor, but you're competing with a lot of people in best ball to win $2 million. $2 million the first place, by the way. And yeah, you don't get there by being safe. You get there by having upside. Okay, so quarterbacks. Geno Smith's here. We can take him. I'd rather not. Like he's our third quarterback again. Like Geno Smith's not going to win me best ball league. He's just not. Ray Davis might. If James Cook holds out, and it's the Ray Davis show, then he's going to have round 3 type performances. Algier, same thing. If Bijan goes down, Algier's going to have even round two upside. So to me, it's a no-brainer. You take these guys, and you don't want to hope for injuries normally, like obviously, but like if those guys get hurt, like suddenly, like you have a monster team potentially. So we got our 6 running backs again, no tight ends. Actually, we're not the only team that doesn't have a tight end. This guy doesn't either. So maybe kind of figure that out too. And this is the guy that took Jalen Blue and Jordan Mason. So it seems like he knows what's going on. He took 2 quarterbacks late. I think I don't agree with Jake London, but like that's not like a schematic mistake, like that's just like different opinions on players, and that's fine. But this guy he drafted exactly as I did. He took 5 receivers and 1 running back, and who Hubbard I like. He took them early. So he took Nakua, London, Jackson, the Jibga, Devontae Adams, as well as considering as well, Roma Dunze, and he stole Jennings from me. So yeah, this Moto Rad guy I think is drafting very well. His running backs are Chuba, Mason, Williams, Blue. I don't like Williams very much. I think this is a mistake, but and I won't berate him too much for London. I think the only mistake he made was Javonte Williams. But then again, like Javonte Williams might finally bounce back, but he just has not looked the same since the torn ACL. But yeah, I really like this guy's team. Like if I were to pick a winner in this league, who's not me, I would say it's Meadow Rad right now. I think this is a great draft for him. He took 3 quarterbacks late. This is what you should be doing. Even like we took quarterbacks a little too early, but I just like the stacking options there. Did he stack though? Does he have any? I know he has Nakua, so he stacked for Nakua, which is nice. He has Jackson with the Jigba. He stacked that with Darnold. And then Love, does he have a Green Bay receiver? I don't know. He does not. So maybe he'll take Wicks or something late or something, or maybe I don't know if Tucker Kraft went. Tucker Kraft did go. So I don't know. Maybe he'll figure that out. But he is stacking as well. So this is looking like a really good team. Anyway, let's see. This guy is just punting this draft. Yeah. It's very sad. So he's up. I'm curious to see what he does. Does he take his 9th receiver over his 3rd running back? Let's see. Because remember, he needs Tanner McKee in the 20th round too. Let's see what he does. He takes Rico Doodle. Rico Doodle's his 3rd running back, which is okay. I don't know. I don't know how much upside there's in Carolina, but I mean Hubbard's had some big games, so Hubbard goes down. Doodle's fine. We call him Doodle, by the way, because our friend Bodyburner is. I brought him up earlier. He called Rico Doodle by accident. It just stuck. Austin Eckler, man, there's no upside with Austin Eckler. A long time ago, he was really good. Actually, not that long ago. It's like 2 years ago, but he used to be good. Now he's kind of a shell of his former self. What did he do last year even? Let's look at these results. 7, 12, 8, 5, 4. He had a nice stretch here, 17, 18, 17, 7, 8, 4, 10, 11, 13, 11, 10. That's not winning best ball for you. It's just not. So yeah, don't draft Austin Eckler. I'd rather draft Jerome Ford, even though that's not a great pick either. But Braylon Allen's much better than Austin Eckler. Take him instead. Eckler, maybe I'm just salty about Eckler because he cost me a lot of money when 1 week in was it 2022. It was the week where Josh Jacobs had a huge game for the Raiders. I had a Rainmakers lineup. Rest in peace, Rainmakers. where I did Jacobs on it and stuff, and like it was such a good team. It was such a good lineup, and I was in first place. Let me hold on. Let me make sure I'm drafting someone. Jalen Wright's here. We don't have tight ends yet, but let's go to quarterbacks. So, all right. Well, look, Richardson's off the board. Maybe we waited too long for quarterbacks, although Aaron Rodgers is out there. I have a feeling Rodgers is going to sign somewhere. So I'm okay taking him. Although it's kind of risky because he's not on a team yet, but I think he will be on the Steelers. And let's take Wright right now, and then look at our quarterback. So I don't want Russell Wilson. He sucks. George Sanders, not like, why is he here? Shuck, no. Jones, maybe in the 20th round. Look, the only viable quarterback left is Rodgers, so I'm just going to take him. I'm kind of surprised that Richardson went off the board. Where did he go last draft? Let's look. He went 1406, so maybe I should have taken Richardson earlier. I don't know. I'm okay with this. We're going to try to get Daniel Jones later. So anyway, what was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. So all right. So Jalen Wright goes. So we have 7 running backs. Maybe that was a mistake. Although, like, where would I have made a mistake? Because obviously Jalen Wright was the same pick where I made Rodgers. I don't want to pass on Ray Davis. I don't want to pass on Algier. Maybe instead of Rashad White, I guess, but I don't know. I think we're okay. We have Rodgers. We'll get Daniel Jones or something. I want to start Alec Pierce because he has insane upside. Like, he has these like crazy spike weeks. Mike says, don't take your own handcuffs, take other people's handcuffs. It's very bad advice. Oh, wait, were you talking about fantasy football? Yeah, in a different context. So, like, someone who doesn't know that I'm talking about football, that does sound like terrible advice. There's actually this YouTube channel. It's a bunch of shorts. I hate shorts, but it caught my attention because, like, this is like this girl, this like Asian chick who's attractive. She goes around to stores and I mean, she films her and herself as the cashier, but like she shows you how to steal stuff. Like she'll have like, she's like, you want to steal this belt? Here's what you do, and like she'll bring up the a skirt or something with the belt on, and like she'll take the belt off or something, and like she'll just buy the skirt or something. I don't know. Like she has these videos where she just tells you how to steal stuff, and then at the end of it, like last 10 seconds, she's like, don't do this, so she doesn't get in trouble. That's like pretty clever. So that's kind of, it reminds me of that. So like, these videos, don't take my advice about stealing handcuffs unless this is we're talking about fantasy here. So this video is always funny. Like she has like it's pretty smart stuff. Like it's actually like pretty clever stuff to like steal stuff. Not that like I have any ambition to steal stuff from stores. But it is like creative way to, like, if you want to be kleptomaniac, you can follow her YouTube channel and just watch it that way. But I thought that was funny. Anyway, so with our quarterback situation, I'm kind of wondering if we should take Daniel Jones here, but we don't have tight ends, so we need 3 tight ends, and that's our final 3 picks is going to be. Our final 3 picks are going to be 3 tight ends and a quarterback. So, I mean, we're going to have to take them in some order. It's the reason why you can wait till round 17. Kate Otten, round 17 is like perfect for tight end. Like, you definitely don't need to draft tight ends early. It's insane. And by the way, Higbee's still available. Shador Sanders goes 1701 for some reason. And by the way, this guy still only has 1 quarterback. He has 9 receivers. His 9th receiver is, for some reason, he had to take Jalen Tolbert in 1611 over his 2nd quarterback. That's amazing. I don't know. Oh, I remember I was going to say Austin Eckler. I had this great lineup on Rainmakers, and I was in first place the entire afternoon from like 4:30 to like 7:15ish. I was in first place. It's currently winning $100,000 the whole time. I didn't even want to look at the second lineup. Like I was so nervous, like my palms were sweating the whole time. I was like freaking out. I was like, please, let me win. And like, it's down to one game. It was the Chargers versus Cardinals game because like the other game ended. Hold on, let me make my picks here. So Higbee automatic pick, and I think Schultz will rebound. I like him. Conqua's fine. We can get Cole Kmet after that, I imagine. Where is Daniel Jones? Maybe we take Daniel Jones actually, just to make sure. Make sure we get him, and then we can take 2 tight ends after that. Let's take Higbee and Jones. Let's just see how this looks. We'll take maybe we get Kmet on the way back around 19. So anyway, like it was down the Chargers Cardinals game. It was like the last game going, and suddenly I was not winning 100 grand. Just like the total, like you know how top heavy DraftKings is. I was suddenly not winning 100 grand, and and I saw it. I was like, I have to look at what happened. And Austin Eckler beat me by 0.1 points, and I had the tiebreaker too. So if he had one fewer yard, he got 1 yard like at the end of the game on his last carry. If he had one fewer yard, I would have won $100,000. But I did not. So I am I have a hatred for Austin Eckler, who cost me a lot of money. That would have been a nice win, you know. So, you know, that's my tale about why I don't like Austin Eckler. So, yeah, bad pick for that reason at 1502 for sure. Let's see. Yeah. That guy clearly just tilted after the first fiasco. Yeah. This guy's team, he took Nick Chubb. Like, this guy just quit. This is like, I'm done. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he should just troll the draft and taking Tanner McKee at 502. That would be funny if he just took McKee at 502. He only has one quarterback. I'm kind of curious. Like, but that's part of the reason why I took Jones, because like, what's he going to do? A quarterback? Like, he only has Mayfield. Who's going to take a quarterback? Flacco, Mariota, Howell. This is a disaster for him. Derek Carr. Like what's he going to do? Quarterback? I'm like he almost has to take Tanner McKee, right? Like he has to do it. I wish I was drafting at 2012. If he didn't take McKee at 2011, I would take McKee at 2012. Actually, he probably wouldn't see it. He probably like this rage quit X out of there. Chiggy went. Notable tight ends went Cole Kmet and Chiggy, and Arroyo. So 3 tight ends we're looking at. So maybe we shouldn't have waited so late on tight ends. Kind of like I feel like you can wait longer on tight ends than I initially realized, but I think we waited a little too long here. I guess so. Yeah, maybe Rodgers should have been the tight end, and then we got Jones as our third quarterback. All right, Justice Hill, 18-11, which ordinarily would be a nice pick. I actually like Justice Hill there, but he only has one quarterback. So is he going to go into the season with just Mayfield? He has 1 quarterback, 6 running backs, 9 receivers, 2 tight ends. His tight ends, by the way, are McBride and Ingram. Worth noting. All right, Dalton Schultz, another tight end I was considering. So all these tight ends went. I don't know. I'm kind of scared to look at who's left. Ollie Gordon goes. All right, which quarterback is he taking? Like he has to take a quarterback here, right? Or I guess it's maybe a third tight end too makes sense, but man, you can't go in the season with just Mayfield. You got to take a shot on like Flacco. All right, I guess he has to take Flacco, right? That's his only option. Unless he just goes for a rookie. No, he goes Juwan Johnson, tight end. So maybe it will be Tanner McKee. It has to be Tanner McKee, right? At 2011, like it has to be. Man, this guy's draft fell apart so badly. I think I like last draft better because we're kind of in a pickle at quarterback 3 and tight ends, which kind of like makes me wonder if I should have just passed on Rodgers. I think I panicked a little bit because the quarterbacks went off the board. And I guess like there weren't even any quarterbacks that went around 15. So if I were paying attention, rather than just talking for an hour and a half, I could have maybe saw that. It may come as no surprise, but it's easier to draft if you're not talking for an hour and a half. So I like talking to you guys. It's great. But like it's hard to keep track of everything at the same time. Please take the key wall. I want to, and if we could see his expression, I would. But I want to see if he takes McKee. That's my goal here. I actually want to see if he takes McKee. That's the only reason I'm not going to do it, just because I want to see if he takes him. And plus, we need tight ends too. We only have one tight end. Maybe he's like laughing at our team. He's like, "Oh, they only have one tight end. There's Tyler Higbee." Haha. Like I don't know. Maybe that's it's like the Twilight Zone. I hear it's the Twilight Zone best ball draft where we're making fun of this guy, but he's making fun of us. Uh, but I don't know. I think we're in a better position. Dylan Gabriel, 1908. Like, I think you take Flacco over Gabriel. Gabriel's terrible. All right, so we are 2 picks away. We have to decide on two tight ends. Jatavian Sanders is fine. Theo Johnson, I like Theo Johnson. See, you can get like decent tight ends here. There's Noah Gray, is okay. Noah Gray had like a stretch where he like did well last year. Nothing like amazing. So he had like a 10, 22, 18, 10. Like, yeah, I mean, Kelsey's going to be older this year. Obviously, everyone's going to be older, but still, like he's getting up there in age. So, he could fall off. I do like Sanders and I like Johnson. So maybe we take them. I'm going to take Johnson for now. And kind of decide between Gray and Sanders. Sanders has decent upside. He's a young guy. He's going to be much better this year. And I think like year 2 of Canales should bode well for him. Yeah, I'm going to take Jatavian Sanders. I think we're okay at tight end. It's not like we definitely have the worst tight ends of any team, but I think like we're so strong elsewhere that it kind of makes up for it. So again, I think instead of Rodgers, we go tight end. I think that's where we fix that issue, and we still go Jones as our quarterback 3. That's what I would change. But I'm okay with this. Like I said, like Theo Johnson's a perfect third tight end. The problem is like we have 2 tight end 3s instead of like a tight end 2, which I think you can have like 2 tight end 2s and a tight end 3 and be okay with it. Like as long as you're like really strong elsewhere. So maybe next time, it's kind of a learning lesson. This is only the second best ball draft I'm doing after the draft. So learning lesson: don't panic if you take Rodgers there. You can always take Daniel Jones later, and I'd be surprised if Daniel Jones doesn't start at some point this year, just because like Richardson's been so bad, and like maybe he finally like finds himself and improves. I just don't see it though. I don't know. I feel like the way he declined last year, like his workout habits, just everything just screams colossal bust to me. And I still think he's going to have some spike weeks this year. But overall, I think he's going to be a failure. And I'd be shocked if Jones doesn't start at some point. So we're almost up to the moment of truth. I know spade contest, so you can't do that still. Yeah, no, I really want to see what he does if he takes McKee at 2011. He has to. He only has one quarterback. You can't just go into the season with Mayfield. So it's either Joe Flacco or Tanner McKee. That's like the only thing that makes sense. Who's other receivers? So he has 2 Eagles receivers. Can't take Mahomes. No. Denver backup. No. Yeah, I mean it's the only thing that makes sense. So, Fred Flintstone just went. Jameis Winston just got taken. Maybe that was the guy who's starting. Jameis Winston's would have been a fine pick. We drafted Winston a couple times before the draft, but now they have Jackson Dart. So I don't know if Winston's going to see the field, unfortunately. Which kind of like makes me wonder why they signed both he and Russell Wilson. Didn't make sense. Yeah, it's the Giants for you, right? All right, so he's going to be up in the clock in 1 second. There we go. Jalen Royals goes. Which is actually like a decent 20th round pick. All right, Tanner McKee, let's go. Tanner McKee, maybe he's looking for him right now. Got to find Tanner McKee. Let's go. Or Joe. I think it's probably Flacco or McKee, but we'll see. 12 seconds. He's like, oh crap, I have one quarterback. Maybe just realized it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Derek Carr. Oh God, why? Like, why would you take Carr? He's not going to play this year. Maybe he thinks he's going to play late. Like, he's not going to play this year. Come on. Derek Carr. He stacked Juwan Johnson with Derek Carr. Very good. Like, come on, man. How do you not take Tanner McKee? Or I get Flacco, right? It's Flacco's least favored to start. Man, that's a rough draft. That really fell apart. Poor Ali. He just very sad day for him. So man, Derek Carr. That's shocking to me. Yeah, what a letdown. Yeah, he's quitting timed out. Zach Wilson. Yeah, look, I don't know. He could have salvaged it. I don't know. If I were him, if you're gonna quit, just take Tanner McKee 502 and just quit. That's what I would do. Uh, just didn't work out. Whatever. I just quit and try another draft. All right, let's review our team and then we could head on out. So we paired Caleb Williams and Justin Herbert with earlier receivers we took with Lad McConkey and DJ Moore. I like that. We also have Swift who can catch passes in the backfield for Caleb Williams. Our receivers overall, I love Brian Thomas Jr., McConkey, Evans, Moore, Ridley. We have an awesome receiving core. Josh Downs too. Yeah, we didn't take a receiver after that, but I mean, we have 6 really good ones. Ideally, you want 7 receivers, but if you take 5 this early and then a 6th one soon after, like I feel like, you don't really need a 7th receiver, although it is optimal to have one. So our running backs are Walker and Swift. I like the double hero running back there, and then a bunch of late guys. As I always say, draft these guys here. Garendo, Rashad White, Ray Davis, Algier, Jalen Wright. Odds are at least one of these guys is going to step in for an injured player and become a really good fantasy option, maybe down the stretch or maybe even earlier. So always draft these guys. Tight ends are weak, although I love Higbee. Stafford loves Higbee. Ferguson's not going to change that equation. Theo Johnson, I like his upside. Jatavian Sanders, same. Ideally, only one of these guys, and then Higbee. Like I said before, the only pick I would change is Aaron Rodgers. Instead of Rodgers, I would look at maybe Strange, probably Otten. Actually, yeah, I should probably Kate Otten and then get Higbee on the way back. That's the only pick I would change. Otherwise, happy with this team. I think the other team we drafted was better, but again, this is the second draft I've done since the NFL draft happened, so it is a learning experience. Plus, this entry was free too, so you can't forget about that. So, but yeah, I'm pretty confident one of these teams is going to do really well. At least one of them, maybe both will. But yeah, this is it's our second draft here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Love talking to you guys as always. It is approaching 1 a.m. on Saturday night. So hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description of the merch store. All that mean a lot to us. Ravens sign no boom. Yeah, good luck with that. I saw that too before we started recording. Yeah, that's not going to go well. I mean, look, the Ravens are a stacked team. They don't really need him, I don't think. Obviously, when injuries happen, maybe they will. But yeah, he's not a great option. So I don't know. Maybe they could turn his career around, but I doubt it. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Just really appreciate it. We'll be back on Tuesday. I think we will discuss win totals then, and try to I think most of my win total bets will occur after I do my season previews. But I think there are a couple that I will want to bet right away. One that comes to mind is Miami, just because I think their win total could drag down as the Sharps kind of figure out that they're a team to fade. So I do want to get a couple of bets in as early as possible. I don't know if I'll have a guest on Tuesday, but Kenny will be back on Wednesday. Tom, I assume, will be back next Saturday. I'll try to find someone for Tuesday to discuss win totals. I don't know if Evan will be available. I know he goes away during the summer, but it's not quite summer yet, so maybe he will be able to come on the show. I'll try to get someone for these win totals. I used to love doing it with Jacob, but Jacob unfortunately can't come on the show anymore. He's working for USA Today. And their company policies say their writers can't come on other shows, unfortunately. So Jacob won't be on for a while, maybe hopefully in the future. But yeah, like I said, we'll try to find someone for Tuesday. Just so I have to talk for 2 hours. Kind of my throat is bothering me. So all right, guys, I hope you have a great night and great rest of your weekend. And I will talk to you Tuesday.